in your book about the CLV model.
Yes.
And you explain to us what that is and why you think it's important.
CLV in a nutshell, it's just predicting how a relationship is going to turn out.
Right.
Not an average, not all of my customers will do this, but looking at them as an individual level and saying.
By the way, this sounds a lot like Net Promoter Score, just saying.
There's some differences, but it's
Okay.
just saying for any particular customer, how are they going to behave?
Got it.
Are they going to be great or not? And I use real world life comparisons the best is to say, is this someone that's going to be your best friend, your soulmate, be with you through anything? Or is this relationship just doomed? Maybe not doomed. Maybe that's too strong of a word, just to be transactional. It's a great Uber driver. He gets 5 stars. We had a great conversation. I'm never going to see him again. But to be able to distinguish who is who. And I kind of make this a joke to say it's the same thing with, if you had an important decision to make for your life or your company, you'd probably go to those people that are providing you with the most value, as opposed to taking all those customers, including those you won't see again, and saying, let's just do a survey and average everything together.
Yeah.
Giving my wife as much of a say in a decision in my life as the Uber driver would not work well. And so we don't do it. But it's knowing who's who. Now, the difference between things like lifetime value, where lifetime value, you're calculating out the individual value of those customers, how much those people are going to be worth. Net Promoter Score, you're asking them what you think, which you draw inferences from.
Right.
The only difference between the two, well, there's a lot of differences, but the big difference that we're talking about here is Net Promoter Score versus lifetime value. Lifetime value is a little bit harder to manipulate. It's based on actual orders, actual sales, the behaviors of the customer. Net Promoter Score is how do they feel at that moment? And the reason why I'm a little bit more aggressive towards a Net Promoter Score is I've seen too many times where it's been manipulated.
Yeah.
I've been at a restaurant where I was in London, and one of the gentlemen was like, "Oh," I was like, "You're American, so I know you're going to give me a tip." Excuse me. He's like, "I know you're going to give me a tip. Instead, when you get a Net Promoter Score thing, can you just give me a 10? Because that's how we get our bonuses."
Yeah.
Companies, when they see that target, that's easier for them to drive and to change.
Right. Right. So there is more subjective data that's going to a Net Promoter Score than into a customer lifetime value calculation. Because CLV that's based on sales, right? I mean, it's actual.
Yeah, they have to spend money. They have to buy. It's not, how do I feel? It's not checking a box or button. And so a little bit less subject to manipulation, like that orange ball example we had earlier.